Hello, I am Yesica Yuretic. I am a biology student at the Universidad Nacional de Tucumán. Today I'm going to talk about control methods applied to invasive exotic species in subtropical forests of Yungas, Tucumán, Argentina. This work has been done in collaboration with Dr. 𝙤𝙤𝙪𝙨 and Dr. Priscilla Anabaum. There is a currently strong demand for a study that focuses on determining which non-native plant control techniques are the most efficient in terms of cost benefits. The expansion of forests and represent of native trees with exotic species have important consequences for biodiversity. Exotic species tend to displace native plant community and form a specific forest. Because of this characteristic, controlling them become very difficult. In the subtropical mountain forest of the Sierra de San Javier, the 𝙈𝙪𝙘𝙪𝙀𝙪 and 𝙈𝙪𝙘𝙪 have invaded just successional forests and areas abandoned after agriculture and livestock activities, causing habitat change and affecting native flora and fauna, and leading to the formation of new secondary forests that differ from the native ones. This study presents an analysis of mechanical, chemical, and chemical control trainings applied to these invasive species. First, to evaluate the effectiveness of different control trainings and to invasive species, the 𝙈𝙪𝙘𝙪𝙀𝙪 and 𝙈𝙪𝙘𝙪 using a cumulative size curve of sprouting. Second, the axis whether tree size in both species is associated with the sprouting capacity using a box plot by diameter class. And finally, to determine the cost associated with the control training, including cutting tools, training personnel, IyrCIS price, and other biology fees. The study area this work was carried out in Argentina, in the province of Tucumán, in the youngest forest of Sierra de San Javier, and the Jardín Botánico of Comolle, protected areas under the direction of the Universidad Nacional de Tucumán. Studies species 𝙈𝙪𝙘𝙪𝙀𝙪 is native to Asia, has the ability to germinate in gaps, age, and under the forest canopy. Food production is so abundant, the bird disperse the seed have a high germination rate and show a great ability to resprout, and the Yungas can reach a height of 30 meters. And 𝙈𝙪𝙘𝙪𝙀𝙪, native to China, it has been introduced in different parts of the world. It requires light to survive and great ability to adverse environments. It's a pioneer exotic species and its control is a bit for possible reinvasion. The control was carried out in 3 permanent flows: the mechanical chemical treatment, the stems were cut using a chain swan, and the herbicide Tocon extra was applied immediately after cutting. The application was done using a backspot sprayer directly on the fleshy cutting surface, and the chemical treatment was applied simultaneously. Injections of the same herbicide Tocon extra will apply to the study individual without cutting them. The injections were delivered through whole dry leaf with a 10 millimeters pipe, following the recommendation of Amicon and Arellano. The numbers of hole and volume of herbicide injection varied according to the perimeter. After 1 year from the control, we applied a second round of the mechanical and chemical treatment to the resprout stem, dividing the stem into 3 types of action. 1, no retrainment control, mechanical removal of resprout, and 3, mechanical chemical, new cut with a chain fan making deep channels in the stem and application of Tocon. The result, the mechanical treatment, no one died. We tried, but we didn't get good results. We found only minor change in some individuals. To evaluate the effectiveness of the mechanical and chemical treatment by analyzing the proportions of individuals that resprout, in the x-axis show the time in months, in the y-axis show the cumulative proportions of resprouting. After the application of a treatment that is not fully effectiveness, the 𝙈𝙪𝙘𝙪𝙀𝙪 showed approximately 18% of resprouting, and months reach around 60% of resprouting. And the effectiveness of the treatment, the mechanical treatment have an expected result. There was more resprouting, possibly due to post-cutting stress. but the mechanical and chemical treatment had the lowest accumulative insight, suggesting a great effectiveness in suppressing resprouting to only 25% of individuals. We didn't make for models because there were too few individuals. The analysis of the association between the three diameter classes and the resprout. The x-axis shows the diameter class and the y-axis the resprout. We see the number of resprout by diameter classes for ligustrum. We observe that the highest resprouting occurring in the 25 and 45 centimeter classes showed a high number of resprouting, indicating resisting to the training. For modulus, resprouting was low across all classes. We have a box plot showing the three types of retrainment: control, mechanical, and mechanical chemical trainment. In the control and the mechanical trainment, the number of resprouting is high, but the mechanical and chemical trainment, the resprouting is reduced significantly. I didn't make for Moura because there were too few individuals. And the training costs, the unit price for the mechanical and chemical treatment is the $10.81, while the chemical treatment cost is $2.22. Something that is often not reflected in the spread is that the chemical treatment doesn't require training staff or special equipment, but instead it does take time. On the other hand, the mechanical and chemical treatment needs a training personnel and equipment, but it takes less time. The conclusion: after the first application, training were not effective most the individual resprouting. Due to the high resprouting capacity of the ligustrum, it is recommended to do a retrainment using the herbicides. Models showing a relatively low resprouting rate, but continuous monitoring and control are still important. The chemical treatment was expensive compared to low effectiveness, and it so was dismissing as a valid option. In contrast, the mechanical chemical treatment was also costly, but is showing a greater effectiveness. Thank you for your attention and the opportunity to share our work. If you have any question, feel free to ask me or send me an email.